Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mailmanmikechong. Just want to say thank you for all the subscriptions, all the views, and the likes. I really do appreciate it. Also, on the direct messages and the emails, I really appreciate everyone reaching out, asking questions, letting me know that they like my videos and everything. I really do appreciate that. If you have not, go check out JH, CCA Nick, and Creole Barbie. They have a lot of great content out there as well. A lot of good different points of views, and a really good community of postal content creators. Not just those three, but there's a couple of them out there. There's a lot. So definitely go check them out. Get your different views and opinions from different crafts. It's really cool to see the feedback between really a lot of people applying for the job and new people that are just coming in, as well as some veterans communicating with us as well. But I mainly personally see a lot of people just applying for the job, or people that are fairly new to the post office. But today I wanted to go over when to put in your 2-week notice at your current job to start working for the post office. And before, I would have told everyone to put in for your 2-week notice once you get your orientation date. Now, with that said, and all the feedback that I've been hearing recently is that's not the case. I will not advise anyone to put in their 2-week notice anymore once they get their orientation date, only because they do group orientation for different crafts, different jobs in the post office. So they contain people in groups, and not all of that group are going to do the same job, and they're not all going to the same area. So it could be another week or 2 weeks until you pick up with the academy that you have to go to. So I would definitely, once you're in orientation, go to your instructor after class, or sometime during orientation, and ask them, like, hey, do you know where I'm going? Do you have a contact of where I'm going to? Do you have a good idea of when I'll be starting to work, when I'll actually be going in and actually working? Get with them, because they'll know more about where you're going and when you're starting than anyone. And if they don't know, ask them, can you point me in the right direction, or give me a contact at the place where I'm going? Because more than likely the postmaster of that office, if you're going in as a CCA, the postmaster will know if they're getting anyone new and when they're going to be starting. They'll already have their OJI trainers on standby, knowing that, like, hey, you guys are going to be doing a trainee on this day. So if anything, get in contact with the place that you're going to, because they'll have a better idea of when you're going to be starting. So that's what I advise to people. Once you get to orientation, ask the instructor, get in touch with a person or a point of contact at the location that you're going to, and do some digging on when you're going to start. That way you have a better idea of when you should put in for your 2-week notice. Other than that, a couple other things that I wanted to hit on in this video was I got an email from someone saying that they weren't treated well during OJI, which is super frustrating to me, and obviously really discouraging to that individual. And the reason why it's frustrating to me is because if I were to be training someone or giving someone instructions, I would not be talking down to them, and I would not be talking to them in a manner of discouragement, because this person was not only talked down to, but they were also given like attitude. They were also talked to in a way like they knew everything in the post office. And as that, whoever that instructor is should definitely either find some soul searching or not be an instructor. And I'd like to think the latter. So definitely take it with a grain of salt, especially during OJI. If someone's treating you badly, like, take it with a grain of salt, because you're not going to be seeing that person forever. My office trains people that aren't even coming to my station. My office is like a hub where we disseminate all the trainees to other offices, and I don't know if that's because my office has more of the time to actually train people, or what the case is. But my office gets a lot of the new people, and then we disseminate all over Central Florida. So, but definitely take it with a grain of salt, and definitely know that that person is not, they're not the resident, expert in anything. I'm not the resident expert in carrying, because I make mistakes all the time, and I'm sure that person that treated that individual badly, I guarantee you I could go on their route today and find a million mistakes that person does. So I like to be humble. I like to think that I can learn from everyone, even new people in the post office, so I never talk to someone like I'm better than them. I see a CCA out there and I'm like, hey, what's up? I even was talked to in the grocery store the other day about, a CCA came up to me, and he's like, oh, where are you at? And I told him which office I am, and he told me he was a CCA, and I was like, oh, like, how's your union over there? Like, how do you like everything? And I just kind of picked their brain a little bit and learn a little bit of what that person is going through in their office. So I definitely can learn from everyone, and I can learn from every craft, and I'm learning every single day, and I definitely don't think I'm the resident expert in carrying whatsoever. But that also brings me on to the next thing, and I see people all the time, they want to do stuff and they want to go home. They want to do stuff and they want to go home, which I completely understand, especially if you have a family waiting for you at home. I completely understand about getting off the clock and going home, and it's a hot, long summer day. I get it. And, I'm guilty of getting stuff done and going home as well, but if you see someone in your office and they're struggling, or someone's going to be out there for a long period of time, make a friend first, before thinking about the money. Because I know some people will say like, oh, I don't need the money, or like, I'm not worried about the money, or some people will be like, I want all the money. But definitely choose gaining a friend over money, and that'll take you a lot further, I hope, in life. And but especially in the post office, it goes a long way. And it actually, I see people doing this, and it makes me have a different level of respect for them. Not taken away for people who just want to get off and go home in 8 hours. And I do have a certain degree of a problem with them only on certain specific days, or when I know they've been asked to take a piece or help out, or like, certain things will get on my nerves about those 8-hour people. But I take a mental note of it, and then I think like, when I'm passing that person on my way back to the office, and I could stop, or I can call up supervisor and say like, hey, can I help this person out? But you know what? Then I think about it in the back of my head. I'm like, that person wasn't willing to help out for the good of everybody else. The other day, there's definitely no way I'm gonna stop and help them out. And that might be wrong thinking of myself, especially when I'm over here lecturing you guys about choosing a friend over money. But this person's already been tested. They're already established. So I can already make my judgment on them by not playing as a team. And in the post office, playing as a team is a huge thing. And for me personally, when I see people playing as a team, it makes me really happy. You know, when I see people acting as individuals and only thinking about themselves, that's when you've already been established in my head. I know that you're not a team player, and I will treat you accordingly. You know, especially when I'm passing you at 3 o'clock going back to the office, and I know you're still gonna be out there until 5, and I can easily stop and take an hour off you, but I choose not to because I know you're not a team player. And if you're not a team player, me stopping is only gonna think that you can do that every single day, and someone's gonna come and save you and help you out. But no, treat others how you want to be treated. And honestly, I've been off the overtime list once, and I still help people and still call people even when I'm not on the overtime list. You know, which in certain cases might be grievable, but I do it in a way where the office actually needs help. And funny thing is that in the morning after the supervisor does a stand-up talk, I'll shout like one team, one fight, which is a military thing, you know, like that's been ingrained in my head. You know, we're all on the same team, and we're all fighting the same fight. And it's crazy because you'll hear a bunch of people say, you know, yell at me like shut up or something like that, you know, and I'll still shout it every single day, one team, one fight. I don't care, you know, because that's my mentality and that's how I think. And the people that are shouting that, you know, to tell me to shut up, I already know who they are. And I already know what they're about. I already know that they're individuals, and that's okay. But just know that the level that I think about you on is not the same level that I think about others in my office about being, you know, a team player. Other than that, I'm freaking rambling. So I really hope it helped anyone, you know, figure out when to put in their 2-week notice. But other than that, until next time, later.